make entire space-time continuums in the expanse.
Hmm. Yeah, so are you gonna post like scans for that?
Yeah, I'm getting them.
Yeah. So like I guess like what dimension would you say like a space-time is?
Oh, three-dimensional space with time.
Yeah, like yeah, personally I think it's like three-dimensional because us like time is a temporal dimension and shouldn't like really just add like the lost spatial dimension to make it like 4D. Especially since there's like science currently that like just disagree with the whole idea of like space actually being like uh space times being like 4D due to like time. They think like 4D is like if you just add like a new space. I can get like studies for that as well.
Uh,
Uh, Here's like one of like the statements, and I'll send this up like whole study. Like they don't really agree with the whole idea of like time being like a fourth dimension to like space. So that's like why I don't think it's like a 4D time space, but like a 3D time space. Like I could still agree to it being like Uni Plus due to how they like argue that the time spaces like are considered like Uni Plus if you create them. But I wouldn't really agree that it's like 4D. But
I also had like a quote from Digital Devil Story 2. It pretty much mentions Loki and him creating this mini universe.
like wait, so if it's like a mini universe, is it like a normal size like our own? Like the is it like infinite? Is it like how big is it? I guess since you mentioned it being like mini.
Size.
Yeah, like
I mean, it's is referred to a universe that's mostly like inside like the expanse.
oh, so it's like a universe inside like a universe or something, or is it like there's one like expanding space and then you have like a universe inside it? Like you could argue it's similar to like the real universe if you are just like infinite and say that like the one they mentioned is like the visible, while the rest is like the infinite universe. Is this like similar to that?
Mm, I guess that's sort of hard because the expanse is definitely something different. Like
Yeah.
like the universes that like demons make, they are like considered like a space time, but the expanse is something different.
Mm.
And that said universe is pretty much just an extension of Loki himself in the expanse. And like even in the quote, like when like Loki pretty much like got defeated, like that said universe did start to like collapse on itself.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I can like accept that it's like at least like uh at bare minimum like a finite 3D like you time space or something. Because like that's what it sounds like to me. Like if they mentioned universe, I would like assume that it's like similar to like the observable universe. And since you mentioned it's like a space time, and I've sent like a study for why I don't think like space time is like 4D. I would say it's like
Right,
it just sounds like a like observable universe size like space time.
right.
Yeah. But if you don't have any more, I could like go on to mine.
Oh, there was this like one more
Okay.
thing that at least was brought up with like demon physiology.
Mm.
Now, like demons at this level are sort of considered like higher dimensional in an extent.
Oh, so like 4D then.
Yeah, like most demons
Yeah, I
at
can
this
accept
level
that.
are considered like four dimensional.
Yeah, okay, I can accept that. Uh, I'll just like grab my own. Uh, all right. So I don't cut you off. Like, is that like it for you, or do you have more?
Yeah, that's about it on AP.
Okay. I guess I'll like go on to mine. In DC we have like Green Lantern strings. They're stated to be extra dimensional, which would be like bare minimum 40, or it should be 40. And I'll I'll get for like Darkseid. Darkseid scales above Parallax Hal Jordan, and Parallax Hal Jordan stated that he has like the power of an entire Lantern Corps, and he goes into like numbers on how many like lanterns he's talking about, and he says it's like 3,600 or 3,600. And I'll post like why Darkseid should like scale above this. Uh, or at least to this. Um, So Hal Jordan in this, he like fought the Spectre, and Darkseid like scales above the Spectre, and I'll get like stuff for that. Let me just get the scans for like Spectre fighting Parallax Hal Jordan. Uh, and here they are. Like you could argue that either one is like stronger than the other, but they're at least like on a similar level. And Darkseid, he should scale above this as he has absolutely bullied Eclipso. and Eclipso is like consistently like comparable or at least in like the same level as a Spectre, and I'll get like stuff for that.
Right.
Here's one. Here's like the last one of him like bullying Eclipso. And I'll get like Eclipso being comparable to like Spectre. So the reason Eclipso like looks different when he in like these is because he like changes bodies. He's like a spirit, like Spectre, and they have like different hosts. But yeah, so Darkseid scales above like Eclipso, which scales to like the Spectre, and he scales to like Parallax, and Parallax has the power of like 3,600 Green Lanterns, which should like all be 40. So like any contentions? Did I cut off or something? Have I cut off?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have. Wait, what?
Uh,
Yeah. Because you weren't talking for like a good minute.
oh, yeah. Okay, so I basically just like summarize that Darkseid scales above like Eclipso, who scales to Spectre, and Spectre scales to Parallax Algorithm, who has the power of 3,600 Green Lanterns, all of which is like 40.
Right.
Yeah, so like any contentions with that, I guess.
No.
Okay, guess we can like go on to speed if you,
Yeah.
I guess like want to begin.
All right. So demons are naturally born in this place called the Expanse. And the Expanse is a place that transcends past, present, and future.
Hmm. So do they like scale to this expanse, or are they like on a similar level as it?
I mean, they've at least been shown to like, where is it? Where is it? Yeah, they do technically sort of like are able to like move through it.
Okay.
Where's the hour scan I had for the Expanse?
Hmm. Okay. Let
So pretty much in short, like demon gods, or at least fiends at like this level, will are naturally like unbound by space time and the laws of physics, just due to being natives of this expanse.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay. I guess I can accept that. So, like, want to keep it at like, I guess, want to keep it at baseline, or do you want to like argue higher?
Nah, I'll just keep it at baseline.
Okay. So for my dark side, like consistently scales to or above Superman, and beings like the Flash. Superman himself has like shown immeasurable speed feats. There you have like, one of them, and here's like another. And as I mentioned, Flash, I'll show why he like scales the Flash as well, and that Flash also has that. Um, Here's Flash doing it. Hal Jordan himself, with Darkseid scales above, has like scaling to these levels. He fights like the Reverse Flash or Professor Zoom, whereas like should have scaling to the Flash, as they've like thought. The reason this should actually be like way faster than Superman is because a Reverse Flash also blitzed the Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, and we know that like Hal Jordan scales to this level. So, well, like Superman has shown it, Flash has shown it, and Reverse Flash has like shown it, and Flash and Reverse Flash would like be above Superman at least, and Hal Jordan has kept up with that, and we know that Darkseid like scales above that, and I'll get that. Not only does he scale above Parallax Hal Jordan, which is like an amped version, but he also like in New 52 he like no diffed Hal Jordan. And here we see that he can like react to him. So he should have like comparable speed to Al Jordan.
Right.
So yeah, I'd say that I'm like at least baseline, if not like a little above.
Right.
Yeah. So like any contentions, I guess.
No.
Mm, yeah. I guess we can go into win cons then. Like, you want
Sure.
to start?
Yeah, I'll start. Hmm. Hmm. I'm gonna argue the Matador is going to, uh, pretty much severely damage Darkseid with Anticheon. I think that's what it's called.
Hmm.
It's a all it's an almighty damage move,
Like,
and
what does
like
it do?
where
Well, just
like almighty damage. That's the pretty much type of damage that literally can't be reflected, power nulled, voided, or even absorbed. And it
hmm.
also has like the nasty side effect of debilitate. And like debilitate pretty much like reduces stats. It's both offensively, defensively, and like evasion wise.
Hmm. What was it called? I'm trying to
Oh,
find it like here.
it's Anticheon. It was in Shimagami Tensei 5,
Okay.
like right below like Strange Journey.
Okay. Uh, okay. So it's like durability negation of some kind, or like.
Yeah.
Hmm.
He also has like another almighty type move, also known as Crushing Wave.
Okay. Let's see. So let's see what to do.
Oh, also forgot. There's also this other ability in like Shimagami Tensei 5 Apocalypse by Physical Pierce. Physical attack that bypasses all physical resistances.
Hmm. Yeah, okay. Uh, I guess I'll just like argue that Darkseid should like resist this. So Darkseid here he states that he resists the Omega effect, which is like his power. Like all his powers come from the Omega effect. He directly states that he would like have to withstand its like own abilities and powers there. So by these statements, he basically just tells us that he can like resist anything he himself can do. And Darkseid has like resist should therefore like resist all his abilities, including like the Omega beams, which themselves have like uh, a lot of shit. He can use them for like defusing you. He can like existence ratio, BFR, like all that. He also like resists a bunch of other shit he himself has. I'll get like the existence ratio, like resistance and stuff like that, which should be like a higher form of like durability negation. Here's the statements for like it being like existence ratio. Darkseid like resists all this. It also attacks the soul, so he should have like resistance to that, like stuff that attacks things other than his physical body. And here's like more that it should like have some durability negation because it's like it can attack you on a like a molecular level, and all this dark side should resist.
Right.
Yeah, so like any like questions or contentions, I guess.
Mm. No.
Guess I'll go on to like mine. Let's see. Yeah, sure. So I'm gonna argue that he should. I'll just use it. I'm gonna argue sealing. Uh, Darkseid can like seal you with his Omega beams. Uh, Here he seals Cyborg, Superman, and also they have tracking on them and go through like physical obstacles. So you're not like gonna be able to just like hide from them or like run away.
Now, I'm going to argue that demons in the verse are pretty much used to pretty much dealing with BFR and sealing techniques.
Hmm.
And demons themselves can pretty much protect themselves against BFR techniques.
But
It's also another one.
yeah, I guess I can accept that. So like any other win cons?
Actually, yeah. Demons are also pretty much used to not being able to straight up kill each other. So they pretty much do go for sealing themselves. Elves is sort of, an option when, trying to kill another demon doesn't work.
Hmm. So you're arguing that you're like gonna seal me or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would like just argue that the same like point counter as before when Darkseid like says he resists like his Omega Force, and it's through the Omega Force that he like seals you up. So you should like resist sealing. There's also another occurrence where he actually escapes sealing, and I can get that. So um, the quintessence uh, actually like tried sealing him away, right? And Darkseid, he just like broke out and one shot all of them. So like yeah, Darkseid like resists by his own statement resist sealing and by this feat of like breaking out of the quintessence seal.
Hmm. Right.
So I guess I'll just like go on to my um I'm just gonna argue that Darkseid's just like so much stronger that he should be able to like one shot you. Whether this be with like physical attacks or his like Omega beams, which can be used for like raw, like damaging you as well. And since like I basically scaled Darkseid like 3,600 times like above baseline 4D, I should like be more than enough to like one shot.
Hmm. Guess I'm just gonna argue the Matador can pretty much just regenerate from that.
Guess like just post scans for that.
Yeah. There's a lot of them coming through.
Okay. Yeah, take your time.
There's still more coming in.
Okay.
And there's still more coming in that even after that. And that. There's still more coming.
Okay.
I feel sorry for the editor who has to edit out all this silence.
Or yeah. Ugh.
Is that last? Is that last?
Like,
Whew, that was a long ass data dump.
yeah. I can accept this. Oh. So yeah, I guess you can go into like your Wincon.
Oh, where is it? So, yeah, wounds inflicted by demons. Demons are incredibly potent enough that literally, literally, normally trying to heal it without spiritual power pretty much wouldn't work. I'm gonna argue like healing negation.
Mm. So like it like negates physical like healing, I guess, unless you have like spiritual shit as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I should have a counter to this. Um, we know that Darkseid's own powers should be more than physical and more than like spiritual as well. I'll get that. We see that they can shatter souls, so we know that like the Omega effect at least like affects souls. We also know that Darkseid can see like ghosts, so he should like, so he has consistently been shown to be like um, more in the spiritual world or like up there. Let me just find where he sees ghosts. Okay, I can't find it. But yeah, his powers are like still used to like attack souls, so they should be like spiritual in nature. So Darkseid should have like spiritual shit. Hmm. So any like problems, I guess?
I mean, demons naturally should just be able to resist soul manipulation like that.
Yeah, I meant more that like Darkseid's like power is like spiritual in nature, so he should like have the spiritual power to like heal. And I can
Right.
also give you like he has healing, so he's healing like since his power is spiritual in nature, and we should like, and then we also know that he has like regeneration. He should actually be like spiritual healing. In fact, it should even be like conceptual spiritual even healing, as beings from the god sphere, like Darkseid. Um, they attack with concepts like and metaphors, as Wonder Woman states here. And to support this, we have in one of the realms of like the god sphere known as Mera, we have the idea of a tree. Like the very idea of a tree is like there, so they should be like conceptual. So yes, like conceptual spiritual healing.
Right.
I also get him healing. There's other occasions as well, um, but here's just like one of them. So like any contentions, I guess.
Nah.
Okay. I guess I'll just like go on to mine. So let's see here. Okay, that's true. I'm gonna argue that Darkseid is gonna like mind hacks you. Um, Here
Oh,
we
I'm
see
gonna.
that his mind hacks works on Constantine. Now, Constantine has some good shit for resistance to that, as he has resisted Martian Manhunter consistently as well. As I'll post this again, but he has like a notes on like all a bunch of heroes. And when it comes to Martian Manhunter, um, he directly states that Martian Manhunter has like been trying to erase his like mind or like his memory of like Martian Manhunter, but it doesn't work. And we also know that Martian Manhunter has like conceptual mind hacks. Here it like works on Vishnu, and here it like works on the Spectre. Which all and they should like be conceptual nature. Vishnu being like a god, as Wonder Woman states, like they're all god like conceptual, and like Darkseid just like bypasses this.
Mm, I'm pretty much just gonna argue the Matador can resist this, given that a lot of status effects are either like mental based, and like he can essentially like void these types of ailments like and afflictions like away and not even be affected by them, as well as scaling the demons like I mentioned before, like in that whole ass thread of me trying to explain my regen, that demons that like at this level are able to control data, which is like the framework that makes up the whole verse, to its physical matter, to even abstract concepts.
Yeah,
I guess that was what I was trying to explain in like that long thread of just all that data dump.
yeah. I guess like just argue that they should like at least be like uh two layers of it because of Constantine resisting Martian Manhunter. So he should at least have like two layers of it. I can add more if needed.
Aren't we supposed to be on like equal hacks?
I forgot. Corin, are we allowed to do layers?
I mean, that's y'all need to agree on because the cap for hacks was Uni Plus. That's the cap. So y'all have to like decide amongst yourselves if you want to just keep it at baseline Uni Plus or argue layers. Like the
Like,
cap for Uni Plus. Now the multi plus tournament, it is equal hacks inherently. I put that, but for
Yeah.
this, y'all have to come
yeah,
to an agreement.
Well, I
like,
guess
are
we can
any of
do
these
like
gods?
what did you say?
I was just asking like a big question. Like, are any of these gods like say a Vishnu consistently uni plus?
Oh no, but I'm not sure. I don't scale Vishnu. I just know that he's like a god, and gods are like naturally concepts, and we know that Martian Manhunter like mind hacks them, and Martian Manhunter himself like just could also mind hack the Spectre, and meaning he's like got like these uni 4D uni plus mind hacks, and they don't work on Constantine, but like Darkseid does.
Right.
And Martian Manhunter himself is also shown to like mind rape Green Lantern, like Black Lantern. When he was like a Black Lantern, Martian Manhunter like mind raped him, and he also like does it on Hal Jordan Spectre. Like the other Spectre was I showed was also Hal Jordan Spectre. Hal Jordan being like a former Green Lantern.
Right.
So it should be like through the Green Lantern stuff. It should be like Uniplus conceptual mind hacks, which we have them like resisting.
I was having sort of a bit of a conflicting question, just kind of puzzling through my brain when you mentioned like those 40,000 something Green Lanterns.
Oh, it's 3,600.
Yeah, 3,600.
Yeah.
Are each of these Green Lanterns like considered like Uni Plus?
They should be 40 because of the scan that Green Lantern rings are like inherently 40.
Right.
Yeah. Plus, it's kind of like backtracking to change it, but it's fine.
Yeah, it's just sort of weird. Just sort of weird that you're just 40,000 40 40.
Yeah.
Just a tad bit strange.
Oh, it's just they are considered like the universe's greatest weapons, like the Lantern rings, and they are like powered by these like emotional constructs, which are like one of the seven powers of the universe, which is why it's so like strong. Because it's like a fundamental part of like the universe that they are using.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, I can add like more layers if needed, but yeah. For like the resistance. Oh. You there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. Yeah, I thought I cut off.
Mm, I'm pretty much gonna argue demons are pretty much made out of completely pure informational data. And being made out of pure informational data pretty much means they don't have like anything of say where pretty much anything of say like physical biology.
Hmm. Let me think. Like, wait. So, are you talking like that they don't have a mind or something? Because,
Yeah,
like, if you can like think, would you technically have like a mind, just not like a physical one?
yeah, it's just not physical.
Yeah. Then I would argue that I should like be able to attack those things as well, because like I attack stuff that aren't really physical as well, like concepts and spirits. The Spectre himself is like naturally a spirit, and is I could actually argue that the Spectre himself might not be made of like normal physical body. This is because Spectre is from heaven, and we know that beings from heaven are actually stated to be like made of unsolid light, and I can get that. The reason I'm unsure is because I'm not sure if this is like going for the Spectre, but it's like supporting evidence that he can actually like affect stuff like this. But yeah, here's it stated that like angels are made of unsolid light. This might apply to the Spectre, but yeah.
I'm still gonna argue he can just void any mental attacks since he
Hmm.
can still void ailments since that literally attack the mind.
Yeah. I guess we can leave this like to the judges, because I think we both like said pretty much like what we have for it.
Yeah.
So that yeah, like wanna go into your win content.
Right. Now, I'm pretty much gonna argue he's gonna use Mamudo to insta kill.
Hmm. So like death hacks.
Yeah, it's pretty much a death hex in the verse.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna argue that I can like resist this. Darkseid has consistently been able to just like beat off the Black Racer. The Black Racer is the concept of death for the new gods. He like goes there to pick up these new gods and like end them, and the Darkseid has actually like beaten him up, and I'll get the scans for that. One of the times he did it, it was like a weakened Darkseid who was like dying at the time, and he could still like beat up the Black Racer. And another time it's off screen, and we just know that he actually like beat him up, and turned him into his pet, basically. And I'll like post the scans for him like beating him up and like turning him into his pet. Um, it's stated that the reason Darkseid can summon him is because he basically just like claimed the Black Racer for himself. And this should be done through like raw strength, and I'll get like consistency for why he can like beat up the Black Racer consistently even when like weakened. Uh, where's my scan for that? Um, where did I put it? Uh, here it is. The Black Racer was like, it's time for you to die, and the Darkseid just like slapped him away. Here's a data book statement of like the Black Racer. And it stated that his very touch means instant death. And as we see, Darkseid like touches him, but he actually like survives.
Right.
So he should like resist stuff like that. So I guess like any contentions.
No.
Okay. So for my win con, I'm just gonna argue that like Darkseid's just gonna use his telekinesis and just hold you into place until he wins.
Hmm. I'm gonna have to use the, I guess, my win con of law manipulation and causality manipulation.
Hmm. Yeah, I'll just argue that Darkseid himself like goes around causality and stuff like that. Let me get it. It's stated that magic basically just exists to just slap away like cause and effect. Really, it's like one of the main things it does. Mm. Here's the statement. They're basically stating that like magic and magicians exist like outside cause and effect, and that they like take what you want, ignoring that. It's also stated that they like ignore the universal laws.
Right.
So like magic, Constantine here states it, and it like Darkseid's power is like worked on him. He's also like beating Constantine, as here. So Darkseid's like power should be like outside cause and effect. So I would say that like my ability would like still work to just like keep you in place.
Right.
Here's another time he's like used it. We see Darkseid means like another version of himself, and he just like frees them, and we also see that like the main one he just like reverses it. But he, as I'm using like comp, it should like I should be able to use this as well. along with like how normal Darkseid's also been like seen using use, unlike the Infinity Man and Superman. Also, want to go to like conclusions after this point because I think we both like given a lot of weapons.
Yeah, we can go with conclusions.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
you
turned
can
from like
you can
7 to
like counter
9.
this. Yeah, you can like counter this before if you want, or we can just like go on now, like and like waiting. I don't want to rush you or anything.
No, no.
Okay, I guess I guess I can start. So in conclusion, I think I won because I had greater AP, uh, comparable if not a level superior speed, and while on the whole like hacks points, we were swapping hands a little on like a lot of points. But I think my mind hacks point and my like telekinesis points uh, is what like gives me the W with like mid diff, maybe a little higher.
Mm, I guess in my conclusion, you still didn't denounce like the law manipulation, which isn't a part of the causality manipulation. The
Oh, I
law
missed that.
manipulation was its own power.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it pretty much just meant to reshape the, the entire just world entirely and just pull a rage quit, make a new world with new rules.
Hmm.
And you also didn't denounce, like, say, the almighty attacks, like, God, I can't remember the one name of it, but it was pretty much an almighty attack that pretty much did, like, debilitate status effects, which you didn't, like, counter that on it literally reducing your stats or just reducing your AP or speed at all. And I guess I never actually brought this up since, we're supposed to be keeping it like baseline immeasurable. I did have like a speed buff with like Sunjaka, but I purposely didn't use that since, we're supposed to be keeping it like just baseline and measurable. Which is the same reason I didn't like bring out what was it? Red Compulti? Which is it's pretty much like Sunjaka, but just max speed. But other than that, like I I still say the Matador might be able to at least somewhat at least not get killed, at least stalemate this battle out. And technically doesn't even have to like move to do spells. Like, or at least, oh, did I cut out or something?
No, no,
Oh,
I'm just letting you like do your convention.
right, right. Oh, what was I saying?
Something about you not necessarily having to move or something, I think.
Well, at least for like magical attacks like Mazan. Yeah, that's about it.
So I guess job shell.
Hmm. I guess we can go with the judges, I guess.
Yeah.
I'll go second.
Mm, I'm not too sure. I'm still thinking.
All right. Well, I'll just go ahead and go. That's fine. You can still think.
Yeah, thank you.
So for this, dang, this actually started off seemingly being one-sided. Seemingly, keyword. But as the debate went on, it kind of got closer, closer, and closer. And at certain points, they were kind of going back and forth. See, Justice adapted very well at certain points. Now, in terms of the overall win cons, the arguments, all that. So let's get to that. Yeah, there's a lot of things left to the judges, and I think both of you all do actually have a way to win on the table. Like, cause see, Justice did point out that the law and causality thing, they're not like intertwined. They were like two separate hacks. And from what I remember, Benjamin, you specifically counter like the cause and effect, right?
I shortly mentioned that magic is like outside the universal laws, but I never like went into that. I just mentioned it.
Yeah. So that is technically something he still has. And then you have
Yeah.
higher AP. You also have the telekinesis, and like y'all seem to be somewhat relative in speed, so it's not like a blitz. One may have the slight edge over the other, but it's nothing that I've seen to be like a blitz. So like, there's no issue there really. So Darkseid could one shot, but as C Justice also said, there's also the chance because his character can just kind of stand in one spot and just not really move at all and do his thing. And if Darkseid gets like law manipped, which he doesn't necessarily have a resistance to in this case, that could be a problem. Or if he has enough time to get over there, he could literally one shot or use his telekinesis from a distance to hold him in place. So for me, in this situation, I may have to go 50-50.
Um,
Like I may have to go 50-50. Yeah, that's my judge.
There's a lot I agree with there. Cora and I agree with a lot of that. Beechman definitely had the higher AP, getting like 3,600 layers into Uni Plus. The speed need to like be the same for the cap of the Uni Plus tournament. So Beechman has the relative speed and power to one shot. See, Justice mentioned how his character could regen as a possibility to counter that. Personally, I'm not too sure about that because as someone's regenerating, what stops him one shot again, that type of stuff. We have both of you had many abilities that really just stalled because you have one character resists it. So like You try and seal him, he'll just break out, and like that sort of thing over and over again. Did it with many hexes, not just sealing. The law minute point is something that was brought up. I'm just trying to think. I'm gonna have to go with a 50-50 as well. I'm gonna check the recording again later to see the exact wording for what was said, but right now I'm gonna go 50-50.
Yeah, like as of right now, I would agree with that. For now, I would either 50-50, and I'll likely stick with that. But if there's something that we hear in the recording, there's a potential it could change.
Yeah, because
But as of right now,
that point was left to the judges, and going over the recording would be easier to like justify it right now.
yeah. So, well, good debate.